Welcome to my channel Echoes of Coin. The year 1978 stands as an important point in the long story of the Lincoln cent, a coin that has been a constant presence in American pockets, purses, and change jars for generations. The 1-cent coin minted in 1978 may appear ordinary at first glance, but for coin collectors, historians, and enthusiasts of American currency, it represents a fascinating chapter filled with subtle details, interesting varieties, and a strong connection to the wider history of U.S. coinage. The Lincoln cent itself has been produced since 1909, making it one of the most enduring coin designs in United States history. The 1978 issue continues this tradition, and though it may not always be as celebrated as earlier rarities or dramatic era coins, it nonetheless provides a rich field for study and collection. To understand the 1978 1-cent coin, it is essential to begin with the broader story of the Lincoln cent. The design was introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Victor David Brenner, the designer, created a profile portrait of Lincoln facing right, which became the first widely circulating U.S. coin to feature a real historical person rather than an allegorical figure. The obverse design, with its bold depiction of the nation's 16th president, has endured through decades of American history, and it was still in place when the 1978 issue rolled off the presses of the United States Mint. On the reverse, in 1978, the coin carried the Lincoln Memorial design, which had been introduced in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, replacing the earlier wheat ears reverse. This design, by Frank Gasparo, shows the neoclassical structure that stands in Washington, D.C., a monument dedicated to Lincoln's memory and an enduring symbol of American ideals. The composition of the 1978 cent was the same as that used since 1962. An alloy of 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing 3.11 grams and with a diameter of 19 millimeters. This copper-dominant alloy had been in use for many years, giving the coins their familiar reddish-brown hue when freshly struck, and the darker brown appearance as they aged in circulation. The 1978 issue was among the last years of this traditional copper composition, as in 1982 the mint would change to a primarily zinc composition with only a thin copper coating due to rising metal costs. Thus, the 1978 1-cent coin represents part of the final era of what collectors often call the copper cents, an attribute that adds a layer of significance to these coins. In terms of mintages, the 1978 1-cent coin was struck in massive numbers, reflecting the heavy demand for cents in the American economy. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 5.5 billion coins, the Denver Mint produced over 4.2 billion, and the San Francisco Mint contributed nearly 3.1 million proof cents for collectors. These staggering numbers demonstrate the scale at which the United States Mint was operating during the late 1970s. While this level of production makes 1978 cents common in circulation, it also means that finding pristine, well-preserved examples requires careful searching. Coins struck for circulation often encountered rough handling contact marks and wear, so collectors prize examples that remain in mint state condition with strong luster and minimal blemishes. The Philadelphia issue bears no mint mark, as was standard at the time, while the Denver issue carries the D mint mark and the San Francisco proof coins bear the S mint mark. For collectors, distinguishing between these varieties is the first step in building a complete set of 1978 cents. Proof coins, struck with specially polished dies and planchets, stand out for their sharp detail and mirror-like fields, making them especially appealing for numismatic appreciation. One of the aspects that makes the 1978 cent interesting to collectors is the presence of minor varieties and errors that occurred during the minting process. For example, double die varieties, where a design element appears doubled due to misalignment in the hubbing process, are always sought after by specialists. Though no widely recognized major double die variety exists for the 1978 cent, collectors continue to examine coins for any unusual anomalies. Other types of errors, such as off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, or broad strikes, can also be found among 1978 cents, each adding uniqueness and desirability. These mint errors can transform an otherwise ordinary penny into a prized collectible worth significantly more than face value. Another important dimension of the 1978 cent lies in its place within the larger sequence of Lincoln Memorial cents. From 1959 through 2008, the memorial reverse defined the 1-cent coin for generations of Americans. The 1978 issue, falling near the end of the 1970s, reflects the style, production techniques, and economic conditions of its time. During the late 1970s, inflation and rising costs of living were impacting American households, and the purchasing power of the cent was declining. Yet despite this, the cent remained a vital part of everyday transactions. The ubiquity of the coin ensured that billions were produced each year, cementing its role as the most familiar denomination in U.S. coinage. For collectors today, the value of a 1978 1-cent coin depends on several factors: condition, mint mark, and whether the coin possesses any notable errors or varieties. Circulated examples typically have little premium beyond face value, but uncirculated coins, particularly those with strong eye appeal, can attract collector interest. A gem-quality 1978 cent with sharp strike, original red color, and minimal contact marks can be worth significantly more, with professional grading services recognizing and certifying such coins. Proof issues from San Francisco, especially those preserved in pristine condition, are also desirable, showcasing the craftsmanship of the mint at its best. From an educational perspective, the 1978 cent provides an excellent entry point for new collectors. It is affordable, widely available, and offers opportunities to learn about mint marks, proof coins, and the impact of condition on value. At the same time, advanced collectors can appreciate the nuances of die varieties, strike quality, and the coin's place within the long timeline of Lincoln cents. Thus, the 1978 1-cent coin serves both beginners and experts, making it a versatile and rewarding focus for numismatic study. Beyond numismatics, the 1978 cent can also be appreciated as a cultural artifact. Each coin is a small piece of American history, a tangible connection to the year it was struck. In 1978, the United States was experiencing important social, political, and cultural events. Jimmy Carter was president, the nation was grappling with economic challenges, and popular culture was alive with the music, films, and styles of the late 70s. To hold a 1978 cent is to hold a fragment of that era, a reminder of the countless transactions, hands, and stories through which the coin has passed over more than 4 decades. Collectors often reflect on the aesthetic qualities of the 1978 cent. On the obverse, Brenner's portrait of Lincoln remains a timeless design, conveying dignity and strength. The inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1978 frame the portrait, balancing artistry and functionality. On the reverse, Gasparo's depiction of the Lincoln Memorial is rendered with intricate detail, down to the tiny figure of Lincoln visible between the columns of the monument. This small but remarkable feature underscores the skill and intention behind the design, turning even the humble cent into a work of art in miniature. The durability of the 1978 cents, struck in copper, has also contributed to their survival in large numbers. Unlike the later zinc-based cents that are prone to corrosion and damage, the copper alloy coins from 1978 generally withstand the test of time better, though they may darken or tone. Collectors often seek out coins with their original red or red-brown coloration, as these are considered more attractive and command higher premiums. This focus on color grading adds another dimension to the study and appreciation of the 1978 cent. In the broader context of coin collecting, the 1978 cent fits into the pursuit of complete date and mint mark sets. Many collectors strive to assemble a collection of Lincoln cents from 1909 to the present, making the 1978 issue an essential part of the sequence. For those who specialize in Lincoln Memorial cents, it represents one of 50 years' worth of issues that together tell the story of American coinage during the second half of the 20th century. The sheer availability of the 1978 cent makes it an accessible choice, ensuring that collectors at all levels can obtain examples without difficulty. The market for 1978 cents reflects these dynamics. While the majority remain common and inexpensive, the highest grade examples certified by third-party grading services can achieve noteworthy prices at auction. Coins graded MS-67 or higher are scarce, given the challenges of preserving such small coins in perfect condition. Proof coins, especially those with deep cameo contrast between frosted devices and mirrored fields, are likewise in demand. The pursuit of such top-tier specimens provides a challenge for dedicated collectors and ensures ongoing interest in the 1978 issue. One of the enduring lessons of the 1978 cent is that even the most common coins hold layers of meaning when examined closely. What appears to be a simple penny becomes, upon study, a doorway into history, art, economics, and culture. From the design legacy of Brenner and Gasparo, to the technical details of copper alloys and minting processes, to the stories of collectors and the passage of time, the 1978 cent embodies the richness of numismatics as a field.